What if I told you that everything you think you know about financial markets is wrong? That the models economists, traders, and analysts rely on every day don't describe reality, but an illusion? Welcome to the world of Benoit Mandelbrot. Mandelbrot wasn't an economist. He was a mathematician. But not just any mathematician. He was the man who saw patterns where everyone else saw chaos. He created the theory of fractals, complex, irregular shapes that repeat at every scale. If you've ever looked at a coastline or a cloud and sensed a strange order hidden in the disorder, you've already tasted his vision. Mandelbrot observed that this natural way of organizing, full of extreme events and sudden changes, mirrors exactly how financial markets behave. Sudden crashes, wild spikes, turbulence, these aren't anomalies. They are the norm. And that changes everything. Because if markets behave more like weather systems and less like precise machines obeying fixed laws, then forecasts, risk calculations, and traditional models go out the window. That's the first shock the misbehavior of markets delivers. And it's only the beginning. Why? Traditional economic models fail. For decades, economists have relied on a simple and comforting narrative. Markets are rational. People act logically, prices follow smooth curves, and volatility is the exception, not the rule. Models like the normal distribution and the Black-Scholes formula became the gospels of modern finance. But Mandelbrot came to challenge all of that. He noticed that markets never behave normally. Instead of the gradual, gentle fluctuations, they show sudden explosions, sharp crashes, and extreme shifts far more often than traditional models predict. For example, according to the normal distribution, a crash like the one in 1987 should only happen once every several thousand years. And yet, events like that keep happening in Asia, Europe, and America. The real market, Mandelbrot argued, is not a calm, predictable river, but an ocean full of storms. And most analysts are checking the weather with an umbrella, when, in fact, a hurricane is coming. This means the tools we use to predict market behavior are completely inadequate. We can't protect ourselves from risk if we don't understand its true nature. And as long as we keep applying outdated models to a chaotic world, we'll remain dangerously exposed. Mandelbrot didn't just point out a flaw. He urged us to rewrite the way we see money, risk, and the very concept of predictability. The nature of volatility in markets, everyone talks about risk. But what is market volatility, really? Most people will tell you it's a series of small fluctuations around an average price, a kind of natural pulse of the market that can be measured with formulas. But Mandelbrot saw things very differently. In his view, volatility is not an occasional disruption. It's a fundamental feature of the market itself. There is no such thing as calm followed by crisis. There is constant turbulence, full of extreme events. Mandelbrot observed that markets often seem calm for weeks or even months. Then, suddenly, within a few hours, collapses occur that wipe out months or years of gains. These volatility explosions are not random. They are part of a deeper pattern. Traditional models claim that stock returns cluster neatly around an average, with extreme events being rare. But Mandelbrot showed that, in reality, extreme moves happen far more often. A handful of events cause massive impact, while the majority are insignificant, a pattern that mirrors fractals, where a few peaks define the whole. So volatility isn't a statistical error, it's the rule. And the sooner we accept that, the better equipped we'll be. Not just to survive the chaos of the markets, but potentially to profit from it. Real-world crisis examples. Mandelbrot's ideas aren't just theoretical. In fact, they play out vividly throughout the history of financial markets. And every time a major crisis strikes, traditional economists are left stunned, searching for explanations for events they consider impossible. But to Mandelbrot, these events are expected. Let's look at a few examples. The 1987 crash, where the Dow Jones plunged over 22% in a single day, the biggest one-day drop in history. Or the 1997 Asian financial crisis, which began in Thailand and spread like dominoes across East Asia. No traditional model predicted these collapses, simply because such events aren't supposed to happen in those models. And of course, we can't forget the 2008 financial meltdown. A series of supposedly low-probability events merged into a perfect storm that brought down banks, markets, and entire economies. Years before, Mandelbrot had warned about the dangers of overly complex financial instruments and the fragility of a system built on the illusion of stability. The takeaway: when we rely on models that deny the existence of chaos, we are left defenseless when it inevitably arrives. The history of markets is full of rare events that wouldn't happen again and again. And with every such event, instead of being surprised, we should recognize the truth Mandelbrot saw. Markets are not calm lakes. They are stormy oceans. If this video opened your eyes to a different way of thinking about the markets, consider giving it a like. It helps more than you think. Subscribing to the channel allows us to keep creating content that goes deeper beyond the surface. And of course, if you'd like to see part 2, let us know in the comments. Your voice truly matters. It gives us the motivation to keep going. The world of markets is more chaotic, more real, and more human than most people realize. If you enjoyed this journey, there's more to come. Stay with us.